Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today I'm joined with my fiance Phil. For this video, you'll probably be able to see by the title, I asked you guys on my Instagram story a few days back for ideas around like quarantine, because if you guys aren't aware, we live in New Zealand and we are currently in isolation at home.
We're stuck at home.
Yeah, we're stuck at home, we can't leave the house. So I asked you guys if there were any video ideas that you guys had that you wanted us to do, and I'm very sorry, I cannot remember who sent me this idea, so comment down below or send me a DM if it was you and I can write your name. But they suggested that we do a video on kind of like relationship advice through quarantine, so basically how to keep sane. And I thought rather than just keeping it directly to couples and how to like make your relationship survive through quarantine, I thought we'd kind of extend to your family, your sisters, if you're living on your own, or if you are with your partner, or even if you're with flatmates.
Yeah, or if you're not with your partner.
Yeah, just to kind of not go insane and make the most out of quarantine, I guess. Without further ado, let's jump into this video. Phil and I have come up with 3 points each.
Yeah. Do you want to do just your 3 then my 3, or one each?
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, take turns.
Yeah, we could do one each. Of just stuff that we've kind of come up with as like tips or ideas or advice. This may not work for everybody, but we've kind of tried to do our best to kind of incorporate everybody. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You start.
Okay, I'll start. So I've written it down in my trusty book. So the first thing that I have written down is to help each other out / clean up after yourself. This is very important, kind of looking out for each other while in quarantine, and one of those ways is to help someone else out when they need, or if they ask you to, or maybe if they don't even ask you, offering to help. You'll have more time to actually spend with one another if you can clean up and help when you can. And obviously if you're cleaning up, it will keep your house clean or your apartment clean. And yeah, just make sure you're talking and communicating with each other, or your flatmates, or your mum, or your dad, or your siblings, just asking if they need help, especially if you've got younger siblings who are still doing schoolwork.
Well.
Yeah, confused.
What's happening and whatnot.
Yeah, confused, anxious, want someone to talk to, or if your mum needs help with dishes, offering to lend a hand, because then the jobs get done twice as fast, so then that means you'll have more time to spend with each other. And I think if everyone kind of does their part, it will really cut down the amount of fights,
and your day will go faster.
Yeah. What's your first one?
So my first one is also kind of around chores and cleaning up and whatnot. So as much on the theme of like, you know, you look at chores as like one thing off a list sort of. So instead of looking at it like that, looking at it as, you know, chores may be one thing, or, you know, clean the bathroom might be the other. You know, those two are not the same. They're not one for one. They're not treated or shouldn't be treated equally. Like if I did the dishes and I cooked, it's not like, oh, get her to go do something. I have done this amount of chores today, so
I
you
have to do the same amount
of chores. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be the same. To be
level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You were saying before about it doesn't matter if one person does more jobs than the other.
So that's also led into the other point where not being petty and putting the pettiness aside, as well as the whole equal chores thing or equal jobs.
Yeah.
You know, all your jobs and, you know, study and whatnot, they're all not equal. So take what you do in the day, but don't compare it to others in a way.
Also on that note, I think if you are living at home with your parents, don't expect to always be paid for the jobs that you're doing at home. Do them just because you want to do them out of the kindness of your heart, and because your parents have done so much to make sure that you are safe and that you're well fed and you are looked after during this quarantine. Don't always expect something in return, or that even could go with like partners and stuff. Don't just expect them to do something in return for you, like, oh yeah, I cooked dinner, I need you to do this. It's like, no, you know, I cooked dinner, you know, that's how I can help you.
I cooked dinner. I was like, oh, I need you to do this. Instead of phrasing it like that, phrase it like, oh, I cooked dinner. Would you be okay to help me with dishes? It's not like, I need you to do this. It's a question rather than telling. You know, you're one partner and you've done like a lot of jobs all day. the other partner hasn't done as much, is to not take it out on them for it. Get upset or get mad about that, because really you both have certain things to do. You may not be aware of the other things other people do.
And I guess if you're living by yourself, don't put so much pressure on yourself to get everything done in a certain day. Like if you cook and you bake and you make a lot of dishes and you're really exhausted, don't put pressure on yourself to have to finish all those dishes before you go to bed. If you need to, just do it in the morning. Space out your job so that you're not just like doing everything on one day and getting so overwhelmed and so exhausted, because quarantine is going to last for a while, so you can kind of just pace yourself out and just take your time. I guess I'll lead into my next point, which is kind of like the opposite end of the scale, and that's to give each other space. So whether that is your partner, whether it is you just need some time out for yourself, or you're living at home and you just need some space from your siblings or your parents, people need some time apart. And I say some, not a lot of time apart. I know personally with me, like Phil lets me edit, he lets me film, and that's kind of like my time when I'm not with you to do my own thing. And if I don't have my space, like if I have someone who is just clingy all the time and won't leave me alone and won't give me the space, I get really angry. So again, it's a way to minimize fights. It's a way for you yourself to work on yourself individually in your own kind of space. And like with you, like you do your study and I'll do something else, because that way you're getting your work done and I'll get my filming done, so that way I get my work done. And especially if you are working from home, maybe just take like 2 hours here, 2 hours here, 2 hours there to kind of focus on your work and not worry about a whole lot of other stuff that's going on. But like as soon as like those 2 hours are up, go play with your kids, go spend time with your pet, go spend time with your partner, and then have a certain amount of time for that, and then come back to your work and just be in the moment in your kind of workspace. And it is really important for people to have their own space. I feel like I need to have some space. And if you are in a situation like Phil and I, where you live with your partner and you live in the same apartment and you live in a 1-bedroom, maybe just take some time on your own in the living room or the bedroom or even outside, just to kind of focus on yourself, breathe a little bit, just get something done that you want to get done for yourself. And it doesn't make you a bad person if you want some space from your partner. If you want a lot of space, then that's a whole nother issue. That's a whole nother topic that we can talk about, but that won't be in this video. But yeah, some time apart is good time apart, and it doesn't mean that you love them any less.
So my last point is more around kind of paying attention and, you know, listening. Even if you're doing whatever task you're doing, you've always got one ear out for, you know, your partner, or, you know, for your phone if it goes off, if your parents or your sisters have messaged you or something. Yeah. As much as, you know, if you're working from home, you've got those 2 hours to yourself. Doesn't mean you're completely shut off. Doesn't mean you're completely in your own realm, in your own space. You are somewhat conscious of also what's happening around. But
then there are things you can do to kind of pay attention to your kids or pay attention to your partner and work in your own headspace. Like if your kids, you can see, are really bored, give them something to do. Give them a job, give them, I don't know, if they're young, give them toys, Play-Doh, paper and pen. Or if they're hungry, then maybe alter your time that you're working a little bit later so that you can cook food for them now. Or like if your partner's bored and wants to spend some time with you, take a break from what you're doing, spend time with them, and then go back to your time on your own.
Yeah, like if you're working from home, space out. Like those 2 hours don't have to be exact 2 hours. Like from,
they're flexible.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be from like, okay, I sit down at 9, I ain't gonna get up until 11.
Yeah.
Like you can adjust it, especially working from home. Yeah,
so. Or if you've got like a pet that just wants some cuddles, that won't leave you alone if you're trying to work, stop. Take some time, cuddle your pet, enjoy their company, go for a walk with them, because you're allowed to like walk around the block or whatever. Or just take some time. If you've got cats and they like playing with toys, spend some time with them, pay attention to them. If they're hungry, feed them. If they want to play with them. And that,
your last point.
Yeah, that goes into my last point, which was spend time with one another. So again, whether it's your pet, whether it's your kids, whether it's your partner, your flatmates, sit down, all play a game together with the whole family, watch a movie together as the whole family, just laugh, enjoy each other's company. And this is a time where you can kind of focus on the people that you're with and
not focusing on work or
whatnot, don't be so focused on work or so focused on, you know, how we're going to pay the next bill, how we're going to do this. Just take some time off, enjoy the people that you've got around you while you have them. If you've got people that are home from uni, make the most of it. Have that family time, have that family dinner that you don't usually get to have because not everybody's home. If you've got young kids and they're usually at school or at daycare, spend the time that you have with them wisely and
that you wouldn't usually.
Yeah, just do something with the people that you live with that you wouldn't normally get to do because they're not usually home. Because I feel like this whole quarantine is kind of teaching people to enjoy people's company and get off your phone. Don't spend the whole day on your laptop, on your tablet, on your phone. Get off, go outside in the backyard, throw a cricket bat around and a ball, I don't know, shoot some hoops if you've got a basketball hoop, play a board game with your family, because a lot of people don't have that luxury. A lot of people are old and living on their own, and I'm sure they would love some company but they just can't have it. So make the most of the quarantine while you're in it. Please make sure you're obeying the rules of quarantine, whatever that may be for your particular country. They're there to keep you safe. This virus is deadly. Please make sure you're doing your part. Look after yourself, look after those around you, do your part to keep everybody safe, because the quicker everyone complies with this, the quicker it will go away. Yeah, make the most of the time in quarantine. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It won't last forever. People are really lucky now with everything that they do have, that most people will be sweet. So I think that is everything that we're going to cover in this video. Let me know any of your guys' tips down below in the comments for surviving quarantine. My battery's flashing, so that was a good time. If you guys liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notifications and check out my social media. If you want to see Phil in more videos, let me know in the comments and let us know what you want us to film. Yeah. And we'll try and do it. Do you have anything you want to say before my battery dies?
No.
No?
I think the battery is probably going to die soon anyway, so... Yeah. Like soon.
If you guys missed my isolation ideas video, I'll link that down below and I'll link it in a card up here as well. So if you want to go and watch that and you're really bored and have no idea what to do, then go check that out. Stay safe, wash your hands.
If you have nothing to do, there's 4 years worth of content here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look after yourself and those around you and follow the rules, please. And we will see you guys in the next video. Or I will see you. I don't know if you will.
No, you'll see her. We'll see.
Yeah. Alright, bye.
Bye.
You're right with the camera, right?
Yeah,
you don't think you're too far forward?
Not boyfriend anymore.
No, it's not boyfriend anymore. We've upgraded his car or a skateboard. And also, I think you're right. Fly is really bugging me.
Is it bugging you?
Yeah. It's been in here literally like the past 3 times I've filmed. It just won't leave.